Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Turbo. This is going to be very, very important, so listen up, okay? We're going to be talking about Robinhood. We're going to be talking about some of the data that some of you guys missed from the last video, and of course, the technical analysis. So let's just jump right into this. Listen, we can see Robinhood has listed Moo Dang, okay? Moo Dang, and a cat in the cat and the dog's world, Mew are now available to trade on Robinhood. So, look, listen, right? Moodang, the cat coin, they are mediocre. Let's be honest, they are really, really mediocre, especially Moodang. This coin has, practically been in the dumps for some time. Yes, there was, some resurgence now, of course, even just in recent times. But overall, this coin fell from grace. This coin was relevant at one point, and then it just kind of died. And yes, we have seen a big pump recently, and then coincidental listing from Robinhood, right? Some people are very suspicious about that. And we've seen this cat coin, right? This cat coin get listed. Cat in a dog's world, it got listed. Okay, yeah, whatever. Here's the deal, people, right? These coins are still kind of objectively trash, right? We can see this coin has gone to a billion market cap, a little bit more, and it was chilling around 200 230 million. Then it had a little bit of resurgence recently, just like most coins did. We can see this coin's 156th in the world. When we go to something like Turbo, okay, we are literally a higher rank than this coin. We're higher rank than this coin. What rank was Mudang? I don't remember. 177. We are still demolishing this, okay? And guys, listen. From what I've heard, is Robinhood wants money for listings, but Turbo does not do that. Now, for me, right, I am fine with that. I believe Robinhood will inevitably come to a deal with Turbo. Here's the deal, right? They can make a lot of money from just volume, right? Small amount of fees, 0.5%, 1%, 2%. Look how much volume that is per day. They can make a lot of money, right? We don't need to be paying these people to get listed, right? We are, obviously, look, crazy volume because it got listed on Robinhood, but this is expected to drop. We are literally, right? We are literally the best coin when it comes to ratios. Okay, we are literally the best coin when it comes to ratios. We talked about this multiple times. Look, of course, it has big volume in recent times. It got listed on Robinhood, but historically, right, the volume has been just kind of crap on these coins. I mean, we can look, right? We can look at the volume, low, whatever. Of course, it got better in recent times, but people already expected this coin to be listed on Robinhood, market manipulation and etc. Right? When we go again, cats in the dog world, we look at the volume here, right? We look at the volume, some decent days, some whatever, but Turbo has had higher volume. We have broken records in crypto, right? We were literally the most pumped coin a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, it just comes to show that we don't need to be paying Robinhood. And the reason why I also brought this up is, ladies and gentlemen, they are listing all these crappier coins, right? They are. And they probably will continue for a little bit. But here's the deal. Turbo is inevitable. Okay. You cannot ignore Turbo. Like I said, we broke records. I believe we will be listed on Robinhood sooner than later. Okay. Because a lot of trash coins have been getting listed there. And, if these coins are getting listed, like, Giga and all these other crappy coins, when you just go down the list, you're going to see eventually Turbo would get listed. Even now, I mean, this coin got listed not too long ago and it's in the dumps. It's still in the dumps, right? It is still in the dumps. Sure, Robinhood can get you that nice volume temporarily, but these coins are terrible. Okay, we've talked about this, and I'm not even trying to be biased towards Turbo. It's just true, right? It's just true. If you want me to talk about other good meme coins, right? I could tell you right now, right? Obviously depends what you want, but of course the top four are going to be great. I think Bonk is going to do well this cycle. I know Farcoin's going to do well this cycle. I think, Whiff is pretty good. I think SPX is going to do decent. Brett is a dark horse. I mean, we talked about this, right? I gave my bias. I think Peanut is terrible, right? Peanut got listed before. Peanut, the squirrel, got listed. And sure, it has great volume and it always kind of did. But that's the only thing. The structure of this coin is terrible. It's literally about a dead squirrel. Who cares, right? Who cares? Even the sentiment is not that great. Who cares? These coins have had their time. Sure, are they still going to pump a little bit? Of course, of course, of course. But in terms of a marathon and not a sprint, turbo is inevitable. Okay, and that is the reality. Now let's dive into the very, very important technical analysis that I need to show you guys once again, just so everyone can understand fully, right, how important this is. Okay, look, there is a huge correlation between global liquidity and turbos pumps. Okay, I've proved in the last video. I'm going to prove it again just in case some of you guys missed it. When we take, the relevant tops from the global liquidity and we go, to our tops, we can see 84-day delay, 84 days. Okay, if we take it from, another top and we go to the side, we can see 91 days. Okay, 91 days. If we take it from a bottom, right? If we take it from a bottom to another bottom, right? 91 days delay. Okay, if we take it from the first pump to when we pumped, guess what? 91-day delay. Okay, now another very important thing, right? The final dip before we start pumping. 91 days, which is going to be next week. So next week is most likely going to be the final red candle. And then after that, we are probably going to see very, very nice pumps. Or next week might already start being very big pumps, right? The point is, within 2 weeks, I expect Turbo to be bursting to the upside. Okay. And we can see that there's a lot of correlation. Literally, the only time it was not, the exact same 91 days is when we took it from this top and we moved it to this top over here, right? Yeah, because then 91 days would be here. So that was like the only single time, but it was still within a week time frame, right? Everything else has been accurate multiple, multiple, multiple times. Okay. So listen, people, this is not no coincidence. This is not no coincidence. I truly do believe, you know, there's a lot of correlation with the global liquidity and turbo. I've checked this with other coins and it's not that consistent. Some coins were getting like 77 days, then one was like 50 something, then it was like 91. There wasn't that consistency, which is great for us because that means we're going to be able to time these the tops fairly easily and within a nice range, right? Within a very, very nice range. Of course, things can switch up, but overall, I do expect things to be on track and we will continue to see if this is accurate, right? If within the next week or two, we see turbo pump heavy, then of course we are accurate, right? If we see, maybe some kind of top for turbo, let's just see, this is going to be one top. Maybe we'll get to like 0.009, 0.008. We go 91 days, early July, right? Early July, or sorry, early June will be, maybe we'll hit all-time highs. If we take it from, let's say this relevant top, go out 91 days, maybe the all-time highs are going to be around mid-July. Okay, we're going to be monitoring that. And if it's going to be fairly accurate, right? Let's say within even a week difference, we will continue to use this indicator because it's going to be proven that time and time again, it is going to be 100% accurate or within a week that's off, a week difference, which is fine because this is not the only tool we got to rely on. We have to rely on technical analysis. There's other philosophies that I talk about on this channel and, in the private community and on the course where I talk about certain philosophies and indicators to know when it's like, hey, it is time to sell. And I'm not talking about like indicators that people use, like the golden cross that's delayed, right? People are talking about some kind of golden cross. I've heard about it, But I mean, yeah, I mean, anyone could have told you when something like Bitcoin rises from, you know, 77 or 75K up to 110K, that's very bullish and we're most likely going to pump. I mean, we could have told you that, but that's so hindsight. That is such a delayed indicator, which is why that type of stuff I don't really care about using. Okay. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is practically it. We can see Bitcoin has, swept all-time highs. I overall expect Bitcoin to really, really, really start pumping over the next 2 weeks, because if we actually bring back the indicator that I just threw away, and for some reason it is stubborn on being yellow, although I keep switching it to damn blue, right? We can see that if we take the bottoms to the last red candle, also 91 days. Okay, it's been proven before. If we take the top to the last green candle, boom, 91 days. Okay. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, exciting times, really, really exciting, right? If we take, this little dip before it starts pumping, 91 days is next week. So, that might be the last red candle. We're practically going to be pumping within 2 weeks, right? Classic market manipulation is, first take out the highs, then most likely maybe even sweep the bottoms. Maybe we'll go to 102K, right? Maybe we'll have some big fake out day where it just goes down. People are gonna be like, whoa. Then next thing you know, some kind of like manipulation, right? Let's just say we go down, whoa, Bitcoin's over, boom, boom, and we're just gonna keep blasting off, right? Just the same way we kind of blasted off here. Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. Use this information, to the maximum. I'm super excited for Turbo. Don't worry, Robinhood will eventually list us. They will see how much volume we just generate naturally, right? And then of course, when they say, hey, these guys can average 100 million, no problem. These guys can average 150 million, no problem. 200 million, no problem. 250 million. What if we list them on Robinhood? We're literally going to have hundreds of millions of volume per day consistently, up towards of a billion, maybe over a billion, right? Because that's how volatile Turbo is. And that's how we've seen it on this channel. If you've watched videos for the last couple months, we've talked about how crazy the volume is. Even on the slowest day, you'll still like just do 50 million volume casually, 70 million volume casually. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. Portfolio reviews, economic and global updates and news, frequent up-to-date technical analysis, and a very supportive community. Sell and buy calls and trading education is provided. If that sounds good to you, now is the time to act. Once the markets start moving, there is no I should have, coulda, woulda. Now is the time. If you want to take things to another level, we have the blueprint that covers everything from A to Z in crypto that you need. No fluff, no bullshit, just the most important news, fundamentals, and technicals to have you succeed in these markets.